What is going on, YouTube? Hello. Welcome to my studio. It's cute in here. Hi. I mean, this is just like half of it. The other side is kind of like, I need to work on it. It's just, I need to get a chair for my desk and keep this one over there. So you're only having limited access to see this right now because this side, I mean, I'm happy with it, but not the best. But this is my little workspace that I ended up getting last year, and I'm just in here working today, and I felt the urge to just like come record and talk about something that's been on my mind, something that I couldn't really make a podcast episode to, I guess. Something where I just like want to sit down and be like, yo, this is what's on my mind, this is what I've been learning, and just want to bring y'all a part of that, I guess. So yeah, what's today? Today is the 16th, 17th, I think it's the 15th. iPad open. It is the 15th of August. I'm still currently on my sabbatical, and I will be back in ministry / working fully, like, I don't know, just like on full grind. I'm on like half grind right now, but I'll be back on full grind a week from now. And just preparing for that and also digesting everything that I've learned the past few weeks has been comforting, relaxing, but also overwhelming to the extent of there's just so much that I've learned and digested and processed. And it's been so beautiful and amazing. At the same time, I am a little stressed out, and I had to remind myself that I'm living in an answered prayer right now. Like, praise God, I am living in something that I've prayed for. And I think when I get so stressed and overwhelmed, I have to remind myself, like, I am living and dwelling in the goodness of God. I cannot just like sit here and go down this spiral of I'm not good enough, or I'm unqualified, or I have to do these things to qualify myself as righteous. It is only God who justifies and qualifies me, and it's not because of anything that I've done. It's all because of what He's done for me. And I'm kind of dwelling in that knowing right now. And this week, I've been taking a break off of social media, and I'm gonna make a separate video post, whatever, about my journey with that and how fruitful it's been so far. I don't have much notes right now that I would want to share because I'm just on my third day, but so far it's been amazing, and I feel very well rested. But I need more of it. I need more. What was I gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about, and I'm probably just gonna upload this video raw too. I'm not gonna make any cuts. I'm just gonna upload it raw, see what happens. Like, I'm just talking to y'all, and just sharing what's going on in my head. The past few weeks, I've noticed there was a consistent cycle in what I'm resting in. And I know I work my butt off, that, you know, my foot's obviously in the door of ministry, but there's this definition of rest that I'm starting to understand, which is refreshment for your soul, is to restore your soul. And the part of my soul that was quote unquote broken and needed healing and rest was actually the part of me who is still small and confused and doesn't have a lot of validation or self-affirmation. And that's like little Emmy. That's like little girl Emmy that's feeling all of these things. So the past few weeks, I've really been prioritizing things that little Emmy likes. And I was supposed to take I was supposed to upload my last podcast of season 1 on the 18th of July. God said, no, you're not posting one. You need to take a break now. I listened to him. And that same day, my best friend took me to the dunes, and we went ATV riding. And little Emmy loves the desert. Little Emmy loves it. So I had the time of my life. It was great. When I went to Hawaii, or scratch that, before I went to Hawaii, I went and I filmed with TBNX, which is y'all saw the vlog. If you didn't, you could watch it if you like. If you don't want to, it's fine, I guess. But I went out there, and it was something that little girl Emmy always wanted to do. It was just pink and fun and girly, and I still was able to be myself, and I loved that. Then when I went to Hawaii, same thing. I was in fellowship with women. I was on the beach. I was just relaxing and having a good time and just doing the things that I love to do. Like even making content, like actually enjoying making content and not seeing it as work. Because I feel like sometimes I could get super overstimulated and just in this like, I have to film because it's work. And the whole reason why I started making videos in the first place was because I found joy in it, and I was finding so much joy in filming out there. And then when it came to me going to Utah and Vegas for my birthday, again, it's in the desert. So I was able to just dwell in the presence of the Lord in where I hear him the best and where I enjoy his presence, not necessarily the most, but to where I'm really happy with his creation. I don't know if that makes sense, but the desert just makes me so happy. So I went out to the desert and saw the stars. I even like looked up and I could see the Milky Way out in Utah, because in California there's just so much pollution in our air, so you don't see a lot of stars out here. But in Utah I was able to see the Milky Way, and I saw 5 shooting stars in one night. And I feel like I'm living the dream in the sense of I'm living in the hope that my little girl did not have. I'm living in the hope that my little girl lost. And I wish I could just go up to her and be like, everything is gonna be so fine. And you are protected, and you are covered, and you are loved, seen, and heard. And I hear some people talk about like, oh, like that inner child experience and that inner child healing, but no one really goes into depth of what that's like, and confronting things that that may be hard, or even just like finding rest in that little kid inside of you. And I wouldn't be able to find that rest if it wasn't for the Lord, obviously, because he called me valuable and bought me for a high price. So once I understood that God valued me, I was able to understand that I'm valued, and then I understood the value in other people. So it's been a journey of God just declaring value over me, and me knowing and dwelling in that. And it's been so rewarding. And I wish I could just tell little me that you are so loved and you don't even know it yet. There are things stored up in heaven for you that the Lord is going to bring down. You just need to be patient. And I look back at old me and I feel like she's unrecognizable sometimes. Like I was a completely different person in high school. I was hurt, so I would hurt people. And I wish I could talk to that version of me and just give her some hope. I wish I could talk to that version of me and tell her to stop seeking validation from other people who will never satisfy her. I wish I could talk to little me and say, there is something so much greater beyond your thinking that is coming your way. And all you need to do is to be still, and you're loved already just by who you are. And because the Lord has chosen you. And I can't say those things to little me, literally. Like I can't go back in time and say those things, but there's a deeper part of me that hears those things, that doesn't feel validated or secure or whatever. So when I hear the Lord proclaim these things over me, it just makes me feel a lot more safe, a lot more secure. And I'm stepping in a place, in a, I don't know, I feel like the Lord is just kind of expanding me to the next level of the kingdom. There's a lot of eternal and external things that God's been doing in my life, and I feel like he's just taking me to that next tier. And in order for me to get to that next tier, I need to expand. And like I was talking to my godmom last night, and one thing we were talking about is that in order to gain muscle, like at the gym, because I believe fitness is completely spiritual too, but in order to see progression at the gym, if you want to have bigger biceps and bigger muscles, you need to eat. Like you can work out all you want, but you're not going to see that expansion if you don't eat. And there's just some things I wasn't eating, and I was working out so much, but I wasn't really truly digesting and receiving the nourishment that the Lord wants over my life. And I think now in my resting period, I'm just receiving, and I'm just holding on to it. And I'm just letting that digest. And that's honestly where I'm at right now. And sanctification looks different for everybody, but I'm starting to become more full and filled with the Spirit, and that can only be out of the fruits of humility. And I've had to be really humble in front of the Lord. I've had to be really weak in front of Him, and it's been such a blessing just doing this with Him and Him being so close to me and just speaking over me. And the reason that's why I come on here and say all this and why I am so transparent, and even there's some other things that have happened that I'm kind of not sharing because the Lord wants me to keep it to myself. Not that it's bad, but because it's gonna help my secret place with the Lord. But the reason why I am transparent about the things I'm transparent about is because I know there are people who watch, see, and hear this, and they relate, or they're going through the same thing, or they feel stuck or lost or unrelatable or misunderstood. And I truly do believe that a part of my purpose is for God to speak through me, to speak to the people who feel misunderstood. Because if there's one word that I've felt my whole life, it's definitely understood. And I just know that God is using me not for my good, but for His. And when I share stuff like this, just know it's not me who be wanting to do this. I'm telling y'all, it's God, because I don't want to come out here and tell y'all all my business, but I know it's going to help people. So that's why I put myself in that position. But yeah, as a closing out little message, I would like to encourage you guys to be nicer to yourselves, to be more gentle, and to maybe be more self-aware of why you do the things that you do. Because maybe it's not you, maybe it's something deeper inside within you that's actually crying for help. And I noticed a lot of things that I was doing was just my little girl inside of me crying for help. And just a further encouragement that you are heard, you are seen, and you are valued, and you are in right standing with God because He sees you as justified, and not because your works are justifiable, but because Jesus did it for you, and He sees Jesus as justified, and you stand next to Jesus with that. And just know that God loves you, He sees you, He hears you, and this is all a process we're going through, and I'd rather be unified in it than tear each other down. And I think being transparent and vulnerable is the secret sauce to all of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you guys. I don't know when I'm posting this. It was just like a random thing. I was like, let's press record. Let's see what happens. But I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.